The Memphis Grizzlies, who are 9 games away from the end of the regular season, who at the time, I think they were third in the standings. They've dropped down to fifth now. But they fired their head coach, Taylor Jenkins. And this was a move that it wasn't a shock that he was fired, but it was a shock at the timing of his dismissal because with such little time before the NBA playoffs, we spoke about this when Doc Rivers replaced Griffin in Milwaukee. That
Okay.
was in January. And we were talking about, is there enough time for him to implement what he wants to implement before the playoffs? It's the end of March and they're promoting the assistant coach. Scott, just right off the bat, from your experience working in front offices, explain to me the timing of this because it is not making any sense to me right now. Why you doing like just wait for the summer. The season's already done.
Well, Mo, I don't know if I have an explanation for the timing because, quite frankly, I don't recall in my 23, 24 plus years in the NBA a coach from a team that was had a chance to host the first round playoff series being fired, 2 weeks before or 2 or 3 weeks before the playoff starts. So this is a little bit of uncharted territory for me, even seeing the timing. Which now, what if you had told me that the Memphis Grizzlies were 13th, 14th, 15th place in the Western Conference and it happened then? Okay, I could get it. I could see that they're just getting ahead of it. They're going to allow an assistant coach a few weeks just to get him some experience to see what he can do with the group or with the team. But the timing is very odd and awkward. Um, then the new coach's first game out, they faced the Lakers and don't play that well. Lakers played well and beat them. So it's a unique timing. I don't fully understand it. Obviously, you know, we have always been very cautious in trying to read into what is going on in organizations' buildings right now because we're not there on a daily basis. But for something like this to happen, common sense tells me there has been a deep, there's something deep there that none of us know about in terms of the relationships in that building that led to that, and for it to happen, like I said, right on the doorstep of the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting to see where this not only this team goes the remaining of this season, but this off season in years to come, because this is not a typical move that you see.
I think the writing was on the wall for this since last summer, where they cleared house with the assistant coaches and replaced all of the coaching staff. They recruited Tuomas Iisalo from Paris basketball. I think they were in like a bidding war with the Wizards to try and recruit him to their coaching staff. And he is now the man that steps into Taylor Jenkins' shoes. It's almost like to me that there's a difference in philosophy between the front office and what Taylor Jenkins was trying to do. The reason I say that is the Memphis Grizzlies, we talk about a lot of teams playing the same style of basketball. The Memphis Grizzlies maybe play the most unique style of offense in the NBA right now because they run the least amount of pick and roll actions out of any team in the NBA. Every team in the NBA runs at least 33 picks per game. The Grizzlies have less than 27. If you go back to the 2022-2023 season, they were running 43.5 picks per game. Now, with a player like Ja Morant, you would think, just on the basic logic, that running a pick and roll with Ja Morant, especially when you've drafted someone like Zach Edey, is going to be a crucial part of your offensive system because you want someone with his athleticism getting downhill and attacking the basket. But the Grizzlies have come up with this whole new offense and this whole new style of playing, which is, I like it, a lot of player movement. But it seems to me that maybe Taylor Jenkins didn't buy into it and what the front office and the new coaching staff was trying to push. And it also seems to me from the outside looking in that I don't know if Ja Morant really loves this new style of play. Obviously, he's missed a lot of games with injuries and whatnot, but I don't know if this is the best system in which to maximize his skill set. The timing of the firing is insane because it's right before the playoffs, but they have been on a horrible streak against teams who are above 500. They had 9 straight losses by an average of 13 points. in the first half of the season, they were seventh in defensive efficiency. The second half of the season, they're down to 20th. So the writing has been on the wall here. BJ, what do you think about this kind of philosophical clash between perhaps the front office and how they want this team to play, and maybe how Taylor Jenkins and Ja Morant wanted this team to play?
I don't want to begin to speculate because I am very sensitive to the fact when people lose their job. So I want to give that and be able to have the integrity in how this is being reported. The one thing I will say is that it has been unusually quiet. Okay, normally you'll hear something will leak, or you'll be able to verify, from some verifiable sources. I've heard absolutely nothing. Now, that to me says that something is really going on, or something went on down there.